Let's talk about champagne. But more specifically tonight, we're going to talk about Rene Rutat. Now, what makes Rene Rutat worth talking about? A couple of things. One, it's another one of the amazing new champagnes that we are now incorporated into our portfolio. Along with the Marie Chopin and the Eleanor, we now have the Rene Rutat, and I'm really excited. So grab yourselves a glass of anything, any champagne, don't care what it is, and come along for this awesome review.
I know you tried, I know you tried your best. And now it's time to put the soul to rest. Minutes pass and those days seem long apart. Oh, a distant voice, one that I used to know. There's a force and it's trying.
So let me give you a little bit more information about this before we open her up. It's 100% Chardonnay from the Côte de Blanc, making it a Blanc de Blanc. This is from their plots in Vertus, and it is going to be very light, very crisp, good amount of acidity to it. But one of the things about Flavien and Baptiste is they have a very kind of a hands-off approach to a lot of the process. Now, the process itself, as we know, is very hands-on in a lot of ways. But when I say it's hands-off, they aren't interfering. They're letting the champagne come through, they're letting the grape and the terroir. They're letting the parts of it shine through without adding too much. This is a zero dosage. There's no sugar here. They want the grape to do the talking, the terroir to do the talking. It's gonna have a delicious, bright acidity to it. And I'm done talking. I'm ready to open her up. Let's get started here. So again, this is from Vertus, and it is going to be, anything from the Côte de Blanc when it comes to a Chardonnay, you can't go wrong with that. And that's the beauty of it being a Chardonnay from the Côte de Blanc is it has that awesome chalkiness. It has that awesome flintiness that you're going to get from that ground. And the grapes are just going to be beautiful. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. So let's dive into this, open her up, and see what she has to say. It's my favorite moment. Ready? Whoa! And that can happen. It's rare, but it does. But I'm kind of glad that did because it gives me the opportunity to explore something and share something with you. As soon as that cork came out, a very, very rare aroma hit me of vanilla. And that's something that I'm not really accustomed to when it comes to champagnes from the Cote de Blanc is that vanilla note. And I love that. I really do. I just love it. And the room is now filled with it. All right, let's get a nose of this. That vanilla note is beautifully. It's just beautiful. It's so there, and it's so. I'm so not used to it, so I'm very very excited with that. With that, you're gonna get a little bit of. It's got a lot of minerality to it, and you're gonna get that from the Cote de Blanc. And because think about it, your limestone, the chalk, that's what that is, and that's that minerally note you're getting. That's just beautiful.
Shadows in the past. If I let it go, can I shake this feeling? Just like that. Tomorrow's one day that I'm never getting back. I can feel you though.
Let's take a look at that color. That is just absolutely stellar. It is this beautiful yellow gold, and the bubbles are just super fine, and they're so tiny. Almost, you can barely see them. And I'm looking at it super close. You can barely see these bubbles, and they're just beautiful. Let's get a taste. Ooh, There's a beautiful, lively attack to it. It's very clean. It's very, very clean. The length is spot on. It comes in, it rises. You get that vanilla note. You get that creamy mousse. It is fantastic, and then it just gently fades out. And the length isn't super super long, but what you do get is just this perfect little note. It's like strumming a note on a guitar or a bass, and it just fades out, and that's what you're getting on that attack and on that first palette. Ooh, white fruit. That is definitely very prominent. And of course, it's a white grape, so that Chardonnay is super, super, super prominent. It isn't muted by anything. It isn't sweet. It isn't. And usually, when you have a Blanc de Blanc from the Cote de Blanc, they can sometimes, especially when they go zero dosage, it's not like there's an imperfection in the grape or in the juice. The acidity is usually there, and usually that's what people are going for. They want that acidity, and there's nothing wrong with that. But too much acidity can yield a length that is not perfect. Okay, here the length is just perfect. It just comes in, like I said, just flows through, and it's just fantastic. Mm, wow, that is just beautiful. So let's talk about pairing. Keep it light. Usually with a Chardonnay, I would say, I'd unleash the reins a little bit and say, go ahead and be bold and have some fun. Here, this is so clean and so crisp and so light that I would definitely shy away from a heavier, fattier meal. Definitely an aperitif. Early in the evening, bring out some beautiful meats, some cheeses, some French cheeses, some fruit. Perfect for that. Keep the meat light on the spice and even light on the salt. Okay, you don't want too salty of a meat or too spicy. That will not work well with this. Not because this isn't good. This is exceptional, but this isn't meant for that. And as we all know, we want to pair champagne with food. We want to have that experience. Food is not just for wine anymore. Champagne has a place, but you got to know what to do. And something like this, you'll grab this off the shelf, and you're going to want to stick with whitefish. If you want to get something a little bit more robust, go with a salmon. That'll be fine. But where this would really shine with a meal would definitely be with roasted pork, whether it is in a just dry roasted or in a nice light pan sauce. This would work beautifully with that. As a matter of fact, that is what I'm probably going to pair this with the next time I have some roasted pork for dinner. I'm going to open up the Lingnum because that is where this is going to shine. Why is this so special? It's not just because it is the work of the fifth generation of the family, not because it is a beautiful, beautiful, and I dare say ethereal expression of Chardonnay and the Cote de Blanc, not because it is the expression of one area in Vertus. No, it's also special because Baptiste and Flavien, they're they're taking it in a different direction. This is a step towards modernization. This is saying it's time to change things up. And I've said it before, we are on the forefront of a change in the champagne world. And it isn't this isn't your traditional old school idea of champagne anymore. We're now entering a world where champagne is coming into its own at last. The Rene Rutat is another example of a house stepping into the new world. And I have to say, with this champagne, with the Lignum, it is beautiful, and it is very very modern, but it's modern still sticking with traditional artisanal approaches. Very limited intervention in the making of the champagne. They're they found that magic balance between modernization, not in terms of the technology, not in terms of growing, not in terms of any of that, but modernization in terms of its flavor profile, modernization in terms of how it is presented and what it should be doing. That is what they're doing. That is that modernized step. It's not about technology or technique, it's about perspective. I love that. Wow. Oh, this is so beautiful. Again, thank you all for joining tonight. Great champagne. This is the kind of champagne that you want to have many, many bottles of. You can bring this out for anything. Everything from a celebration to, hey, it's a Friday night, I have the house to myself, I'm going to sit on the couch and I'm going to crack open a bottle of champagne and have some fun. Until the next time, I will always say it, this is the best job a guy could have. Thank you all for the support, and as always, champagne every day. Thank you.